The famous one which has gone around the world is that of Gautam Buddha's on the full moon night, Buddha Purnami, he realized. But he's not the only one. Any number of yogis, it's happened either on full moon night or on new moon night. This is not because they choose the date, simply because certain things are more conducive. A planet is part of a larger family of nearly 11 planets and many other satellites. Among these, in the family, some of them do not have much influence on us. About 7 to 8 of them have significant influence on us. And because moon has a very big influence on us, though it is not a planet per se, it is a satellite, we have accorded significance to this satellite, which may not be much in terms of size compared to other larger planets, but in our existence it has a significance. It controls our birth, it controls our life. Let me not use the word control because it guides our birth, it guides our life. It could very well determine our death. There are various aspects to this which the yogic sciences identified, and it is not by coincidence or some kind of romanticism that so many beings found their ultimate nature on a full moon day or a full moon night. The famous one which has gone around the world is that of Gautam Buddha's on the full moon night, Buddha Purnami, he realized. But he's not the only one. Any number of yogis, it's happened either on full moon night or on new moon night. This is not because they choose the date, simply because certain things are more conducive. Well, because enlightenment, realization and human beings blossoming into something wonderful have become such rare occurrences, people question them. Did it really happen? The influence of let's say the moon. Well, the language has words. If you're a little off mentally, people will say you're a loony. From the lunar, you caught the moon a bit. You just caught the moon. Well, today there are studies. Unfortunately, what we observed and studied for thousands of years is not relevant. It has to be studied in a laboratory. Life is not a lab anymore. Life is not a place of learning. All learning happens in a university or a laboratory, or it has to come from a textbook. If I say something any number of times, religious people, scholars, academics ask, where is it printed? Array, to print some damn thing, somebody should know it first, isn't it? Hello? Some realization about certain aspect of life, did that come first or the printed word come first? What is this? This is because a whole lot of people are thriving, making a living out of the printed word. They think everything is printed. Yes, it is imprinted, but not printed on the paper or on the internet. It is there everywhere, if you observe. I'm sure if I ask you today what phase of the moon is it, you don't know, Because you think your madness is random. No, your madness is cyclical. It has a cycle to it. So today, some studies, the Basel University in Switzerland has done something, this is one of the significant studies which is showing that the lunar cycle influences human sleep. The circulunar rhythmicity has something to do with your sleep. How long you take to fall asleep increases. How long you sleep decreases when it's full moon and the 2 days around it. And similar things happen related to the moon at various levels. There are many studies done by the Mental Health Institute of America, Mental Health Sciences Institute, which clearly says that certain bipolar conditions are very actively influenced by the moon's position. Well, we've been saying this forever. For different days of the month, we have different types of sadhana. But these days, nobody knows which phase of the moon it is because nobody ever looked up and saw, they're all… If I ask you, I'm sure some of you are already doing it, checking it on the Google, what phase of the moon is it today? No, you need to check it in your body because the body is responding. If it doesn't respond, it cannot live. So, as a part of this, when the science of yoga was the basis of the cultural fabric of India, there was no weekly holidays. Oh, Sadhguru, what are you getting at now? You want to take away our Saturday, Sunday? Thank God it's Friday. No, I'm just telling you. It used to be 3 days break from work. One day before, on the day of the full moon and the next day, the farmer would never plow his land. And one day before, the no moon day, the next day and the next day. There's a third day, which is very important, called Moonram Pirai in Tamil culture. On these 3 days, he wouldn't plow. Rest days, because largely people were into farming. And there was no government jobs to declare holidays. Businesses chose whether they want to close 6 days in a month or 4 days in a month or 2 days in a month, that was their choice. But the farmers maintained this. At that time, largely the community was into farming, so that is where the holidays were properly enforced. Full moon day and new moon day. One day before full moon day and the next day. When it comes to new moon day, the next day and the next day. So this was conducive because on these days, well, today universities are saying your sleep patterns are disturbed. Your sleep patterns are different and kind of, there is a certain diminishing of your ability to sleep on those nights. Well, if something is affecting your sleep, do you think it's not affecting your wakefulness? Hello? For you to become conscious, what are the different phases of the moon? If you are conscious of the phases of the sun in relationship, see, these phases are not absolute. These phases are in relationship with the planet Earth on which we are. We are not only on planet Earth, we are planet Earth. Will you get this now or will you get it when you're buried? That's your choice. So do not think you are on… People think we are journeying on planet Earth. You are not journeying anywhere, it's going in cycles. You are just like the mushrooms, here. In Tennessee, lot of mushrooms pop up everywhere. and in 2 days they will be gone. You're just one of them. Now that many of you are sitting in the grass, you understand this very well. You popped up and you will pop out. You think you're here for a long time because you're bored shit of yourself. Yes. Sadhguru, why are you using such words in the darshan? Because you're not getting it. I've been saying this for so long. If you drop these concepts, ideas, beliefs and nonsensical stuff that you gathered in your head, and if you're a living thing, if you are a living life, if you're breathing the air and feeling the earth, the influence of the moon, the influence of the sun, and the planet itself, how it spins today, in what phase is it today, you will know, and being in tune with that, you will be absolutely balanced. Balanced beyond any threat ever of being mentally wonky.